Imagine this, you're walking home from work after a long and tiring week, and you're looking forward to a cold shower and a hot meal, but all of a sudden, the unmistakable spray of bullets whizzes around you, and you duck and scamper around for your life. The shocking thing about this is that it is not an imagination, but many people's real life experiences. In the last decade, there's been a steady increase in gang-related violence in New York City, with more innocent standbys and passerbys being the victims. Some 2 years later, a 1-year-old baby was shot dead in a housing complex as gang members decided to drive by and shoot at opposing gang members. The latest in this issue came some months ago when nearly 24 of New York City's most dangerous gang members were taken off the streets in a major bust. This was the reaction to a killing of an innocent Queens mom 2 years ago by a stray bullet. The 37-year-old woman, Gudelia Vallinas, was on her way back home from shopping for her family when she was gunned down in March of 2021. This prompted an investigation that ultimately led to the 84-count indictment against 23 reputed gang members, according to prosecutors. According to the Queens District Attorney, Deputy Chief Jason Savino, Ms. Vallinas is our American dream, whose life was suddenly halted due to gang members recklessly firing bullets with total disregard of anybody around them. He described the act of violence as absolutely horrific. Ms. Vallinas, an immigrant from Mexico who cleaned houses for a living, was walking home on March 21, 2021, in Woodside when she was hit in the head by a stray bullet. Authorities say that the shooting was part of an ongoing war between two gangs. The said feud started in 2018 when the alliance between two Crips gangs in Woodside and Astoria public housing developments fell apart over a drug deal. Since then, the crews have repeatedly taunted each other on social media and in drill rap videos, leading to drive-by shootings on mopeds and brazen daytime gunfights, authorities said. While these gangsters might be claiming territories and exerting dominance, the truth is that many innocent lives are being taken by the day. People who live in such areas and community housing projects have been stated to be living in constant fear. In a press conference announcing the indictment, Queens District Attorney Melinda Katz said that the reckless criminality we saw during this investigation is the kind of lawlessness that has killed law-abiding citizens of New York and has been caught in the crossfire of gang violence. According to the DA's office, the Astoria houses set of Crips is the Rolling Crips, who rap under the name Hip Hop Boys. The Woodside House members, meanwhile, belong to the 8-Tray Crip set and rap as the true cash getters. Savino said that the indictment targets the alphas in the gang. Those charged range in age from 21 to 40. 18 of the men faced charges connected to shootings, prosecutors said. 15 faced counts of attempted murder, while the rest were charged with conspiracy and other crimes. In one of the indictments made available in the courts, one of the Woodside Crips, a certain Michael Shepard, 27, allegedly opened fire right next to an ice cream truck when a young girl was dancing just after 6:30 p.m. on June 14, 2021. Shepard had stepped out of a bodega with a fellow gang member to confront a rival, Astoria Crip, pulling a gun on him, the indictment states. A day later, a trio of Astoria Crips, Jaheen Stevenson, 21, Taji Alexander, 25, and Delonte Aiken, 21, walked into the Woodside housing complex and opened fire in the courtyard on the rivals in retaliation in front of other residents, including young kids. One of the Woodside gang members, Devine Moore, and an innocent bystander were shot during the gun battle. This shootout returned 2 months later when the crews again exchanged gunfire inside the Woodside housing complex as residents sat on benches with their young children playing on playgrounds, prosecutors said. While no one was injured, the shooting sparked fear, sending innocent people running for their lives. As for the death of Gudelia Vallinas, 2 men, Benaiah Reed and DeJuan Williams, both 19 at the time, both have charged. According to Police Commissioner Keechant Sewell, the city authorities will be back with more cases and more arrests wherever violent criminals threaten our communities. The loving mom was gunned down at Broadway and 48th Street, just half a block from the first-floor row house apartment where she raised her daughter, 9, and son, 10, the family has said. Gangs plus guns equal graves, and our goal is to be proactive and not just one gun at a time, but to take down these dangerous individuals who are carrying around guns, Mayor Eric Adams said at the Tuesday press conference. For many years, locals have blamed the increased violence from the gangs on music beef. The belief is that young men from a very young age are being influenced by the type of music to see belonging to a gang as a sort of achievement. With the income level in such areas a bit lower than others, gang members are usually the biggest spenders in town. This is also cultivated and pushed in their music. And not only this, the labels are gang loyal, which means all rappers signed and all music produced are not done solely for the purpose of entertainment, but to showcase their rivalry. Which is why their music lyrics and videos all contain insinuations and subtle pointers to murder by shooting or stabbing. Over time, this has resulted in unprecedented levels of criminal activities, all spurred on by music. This has blurred the lines between the situation being identified as gang wars or music beefs. But locals call it the most violent music beefs ever seen in their part of the world. In 2022, police in New York arrested 20 suspected gang members using lyrical content from their drill videos to provide evidence of some alleged members' apparent criminal activity. The Bronx District Attorney Darcel D. Clark announced that 20 people have been indicted on charges over various crimes as part of what is called Operation Drilly. According to the press release from the DA, those arrested are accused of participating in 32 crimes ranging from shootings and stabbings and are said to be part of the G-Side Drilly gang. Many of the alleged gang members are part of the local drill music scene. Jason Savino said in a press conference, "If you YouTube some of their videos, you can see that they call people out directly. They make fun of incidents of individuals that have perished prior to gunfire opposing gang members. And a lot of the times, what we'll see immediately thereafter is a little spread of violence. And that's what we saw predominantly throughout this case." Some of the charges brought against those who have been arrested in the past year have included conspiracy, murder, manslaughter, attempted murder, criminal possession of a weapon, reckless endangerment, assault, attempted assault, and grand larceny. The crimes that some are facing charges on include a 2019 knife attack on a Cunny prep student, a July 20th murder of a 24-year-old, and a shooting at a Target store in 2020. In describing their actions, Darcel D. Clark said that the defendants allegedly committed multiple shootings, some in broad daylight, killing 2 people and injuring innocent bystanders. These defendants terrorized residents of the Fordham Bedford Park neighborhoods who were forced to run for their lives as bullets flew. As a result, the New York drill music scene has seen pushback from Mayor Eric Adams, who, in February 2022, called for the removal of drill videos from social media. According to an NBC New York report that same month, shootings the year to that date were reportedly up 37% in the city versus the same period in 2021, which is an average of nearly 4 people shot every day. However, drill artists and rap culture experts don't agree with the mayor, believing that there's an agenda behind his call to ban the genre. Matthew Allen, who covers music for black culture news site The Griot, told NME that he felt that Adams' reaction to drill music came off as another example of people condemning black music and rap music in general. Anytime somebody tries to spotlight music as what's wrong with society, that's nothing more than gaslighting and trying to deter from dealing with the real problem, he said. Allen added that he felt that Adams should use his platform to get to the root of the problem in the city's communities instead of focusing on the music. That culture existed before the music was created, he said. If you want music to have an aura of positivity and self-respect, then you have to change the culture from which it derives from. If drill rappers are rapping about gang violence and specific shootings and specific people, it's because that's what's around them. The brawl continues, however, with the police constantly on the move to crack down on suspected gangs who might be using music and record label deals as a front. And as long as innocent lives are the price to pay for the gang's push for power and dominance, there might be a never-ending trail of arrests and prosecutions from law enforcement authorities.